This is a really quick set of exercises. It's going to be a series of plank holds for poor old Chris here. This is not to be done if you have high blood pressure or if you have any issues with blood pressure that is being medicated and is not regularly checked. So just be careful of these sets of exercises. Also, don't do anything if it causes you any pain, just stop immediately, especially any back pain with plank exercises, because we want to be strengthening the core, not putting pressure on it. Okay, so Chris, can I get you to come down onto the floor, please? Mm-hmm. And come into your normal plank pose. So just a normal plank pose here. That's grand. Good. Okay, so from here with the plank pose, you can see Chris has got his shoulders on top of his elbows. That's a really good line. Just be looking down at your hands there and leave those hands nice and gently clasped. Don't clasp them tightly. That's it. Chris has got a great body line going down from the shoulders to the hips and the straight line all the way to the heels. And he's looking pretty strong here. There's one more thing that you can do to make sure you're really maximising your plank pose though. And that is just to pull your bottom in tight and pull your elbows down towards your toes. Keep the hips a bit higher. Yeah. Now, as you pull the elbows down towards the toes and pull the bottom in tight, you can feel the stomach muscles working a little bit harder. And you can use this as a series of 3 30-second planks where you pull in everything as tightly as you can and then rest off. So I'm going to get you to do that even more. If you're not shaking, you're not there. We've got the shake. We've got the shake. That's what we're looking for. So you're really drawing everything in as tightly as you can. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you can relax off from there and bring the knees down. Okay, so a plank pose, you see people doing challenges or holding it for 10 minutes or something. If you can do 3 times 30 seconds of these really deep planks, that's going to be far more effective. And that's really what we're looking at with our plank poses. But we're going to have some fun with the plank poses now. And the first one that I want you to do, start in a straight arm plank. So you're going to have your hands down on the floor, not your elbows. So come up into your straight arm plank. Exactly the same rules apply. You pull the hands down to the toes. You keep that body line. Inhale to prepare, exhale to raise your right arm. Inhale to lower, exhale to raise the left arm. And now inhale to lower, exhale to raise the right leg. Inhale to lower, exhale to raise the left leg. Good, and then bring the left leg back down. You can see that it's harder to lift the arms than it is to lift the legs. So lift one arm again, Chris. You notice how Chris takes a wider stance there. He's also finding it harder to keep his hips level. Drop that one, lift the other arm. Okay, now try and keep those hips level, so drop them down a bit. Much harder to do, tummy working harder. Bring that hand down. Take the legs a wee bit wider for me now and try an opposite arm to leg raise. That's it. And lower it back down again. And the same on the other side. And just lower those hips slightly. That's it, you got it. And you can relax off from there. So that's the Superman, it's sometimes called, various different names for it, but it's a good challenge. The next one we're going to do is a side plank. You ready for this? Yep. Now let's face towards the mirror so that Kelly can see the expression on your face with this one. You can modify a side plank by staggering the feet. So let's do that to begin with. Take the top leg forward. That's it. Inhale to prepare, exhale to raise your hips up. Good, so that's a lovely side plank. You can hold this again, 3 times 30 seconds is a good time for it. Now stack the feet, so one stacked on top of the other. Bit more challenging here. You still feeling comfortable?
Not too bad.
What I love here is that Chris has got his shoulder nice and low, the rib cage is lifted, and he's staying pretty strong. Can you lift that top leg now? Much more challenging. That's it. 3, 2, keep the hip high, 1. And lower that leg down. Brilliant. Try it on the other side. So same set of moves again. Start with the top leg forward and come up into your side plank. That's great. That shoulder nice and low, rib cage high, torso line lengthened. Take the top leg on top of that bottom leg and hold it here. Again, still looking quite strong, everything in position. Feeling strong there?
Not too bad.
And now see if you can raise that top leg. Oh, that one was better. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And you can relax back down. Brilliant. Come onto your back, have your hands down onto the floor, preferably pointing your fingers away from you, and you're going to raise your hips up. Good. So this is a lovely reverse plank here, great length through the torso, the hips are staying high, glutes are working hard here. But I'm going to get you to do a few little bits and bobs from here. So try and do a leg raise from this position and lower. You can look towards your toes and raise and lower. Now keep those hips high, keep going. Exhale to raise, inhale to lower. Again, you can bring the head up a bit because I don't want you cranking through the back of your neck there. That's it. And one more each side. Good, last one here. Now I'm going to get you to modify this. So come and sit back down onto your bottom. Bend your knees so the feet are down onto the floor a wee bit more. Good. And then raise your hips up high from here. Magic. Okay, so now try that leg raise again. So it's a wee bit easier, isn't it?
Wee bit, yeah.
So we can play around with this move a little bit more. And I'm going to see if Chris can take the opposite hand and tap his foot. That's it. Good.
Whoa.
One more each side. Okay, one last move here, quite fun. Onto your front into a normal plank. Onto a straight arm plank, sorry. So straight arm, raised up. Good. And come into a downward facing dog position. So the hips are raised up high. You're pressing the chest towards your feet. Come back into plank again. And then back into your downward facing dog. Good. And you're going to keep on doing this. But when you come into the downward facing dog, lift one foot up high into the air. Keep it straight. So the whole leg is lifted and lengthened. That's it. Lower it back down again. Back into your plank. And back up. Same with the other leg. Lift and lengthen. Good. And keep going. And raise. And last one here. Lower. And raise. Brilliant. You can come back down now. You've done a great job. Lots of little plank holds just to give you different challenges. All works through this powerhouse here. And it gives you plenty to work on.
It's good. I mean, it shows you how there's so many various aspects to being fit.
That's it.
And it's good because now I know what I need to work on.
Well,
So that's it. So, yeah.
I'm glad to have been of help. Thank you.
Excellent.
Brilliant. Elbow bump.